My beloved child, pause your scrolling for just a moment and let your attention rest here, because this is not appearing by chance, and what you are about to hear is already stirring something familiar inside your heart. Before your mind rushes ahead, breathe and listen carefully, because this message unfolds layer by layer, and every second you stay brings you closer to a quiet but powerful revelation that has been waiting for the right moment to reach you. There is a reason you were drawn to this title. There is a reason your eyes stopped here. Love does not arrive randomly. It follows patterns, signals, and whispers that most people ignore. You did not ignore this one. I want you to stay present. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate is not just a person you will meet. Your soulmate is a name that has already echoed through your life in subtle ways. A name you have seen, heard, or felt before you ever realized its importance. Tonight, that mystery begins to take shape. Listen closely now. Love leaves traces before it arrives. It hides in letters, in initials, in the way certain sounds make your heart react without explanation. One specific letter carries a frequency that aligns with your soul's timing, your past lessons, and your future peace. This is not about guessing. This is about recognition. You may have noticed that certain names linger in your memory longer than others. Even when the person fades, the name stays. Even when the chapter ends, the letter remains. That is not coincidence. That is resonance. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that feels familiar to you already. When you hear it, your body reacts before your mind does. There is a quiet comfort mixed with excitement, a sense of safety wrapped in curiosity. That is how true connection announces itself. Now slow down and feel this moment. Do not rush ahead. Let the message meet you where you are. Some of you are meant to hear this after disappointment. Some after waiting. Some after believing love had passed you by. That belief was never true. Love was simply aligning itself with precision. The letter I am about to guide you toward is not the same for everyone listening, but the feeling you experience when it resonates will be unmistakable. You will not need proof. You will not need validation. You will know. Think about the people who have crossed your path recently. Think about the names that surfaced unexpectedly. Think about the letter that keeps appearing in small places, messages, signs, or memories. That letter is not following you by accident. It is preparing you. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that carries calm strength. It is a letter often associated with loyalty, depth, and quiet confidence. People with this initial tend to enter your life gently, but once they do, everything shifts. When this letter comes into your life, chaos begins to settle. Questions begin to find answers. You stop feeling like you are searching and start feeling like you are arriving. Do not dismiss what you are feeling right now. This message is not meant to entertain you. It is meant to awaken something you already know. For some of you, the letter is one you once avoided because of past pain. That pain was not a warning. It was preparation. You learned what you needed to learn so you could recognize the right version when it finally appears. For others, the letter belongs to someone you have not met yet, but your soul already knows them. That is why this message feels intimate even though we have never spoken before. Stay with me. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that feels warm when you say it out loud. Try it softly in your mind. Notice which letter creates a sense of peace rather than tension. That reaction is your compass. This letter marks the beginning of a connection that does not drain you. It restores you. It does not confuse you. It clarifies you. It does not rush you. It understands timing. You may have felt lately that something is about to change in your love life without knowing exactly what. That feeling is accurate. Change has already started the moment you stopped here. What comes next in this message will bring sharper focus, deeper clarity, and a confirmation that many of you have been quietly asking for. Do not leave before it arrives. My beloved child, stop right here and let this moment hold you, because what you are about to hear is not meant for everyone, only for the one whose heart is ready to recognize the truth behind the sign. What you felt in the last moments was not curiosity. It was confirmation beginning to surface. Now we go deeper, where the letter reveals its meaning instead of hiding behind mystery. Listen slowly. Let every word land. The letter connected to your soulmate is not loud or dramatic. It is steady. It carries a grounded energy, the kind that does not chase attention but commands presence. This is why your soul responds to it without fear. People connected to this letter tend to enter your life when you are tired of illusions. They arrive when you no longer want excitement without substance. That is why this connection feels different from the beginning. You may notice that whenever this letter appears, your thoughts soften. Your defenses lower. You stop preparing for disappointment. That reaction is rare, and it is sacred. Do not rush past this part. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This letter is often linked with someone who mirrors your emotional depth but expresses it in a calmer way. Where you feel intensely, they feel steadily. Where you overthink, they reassure without words. That balance is intentional. Think carefully now. Has there been a name recently that stayed with you longer than it should have? A name you caught yourself repeating in your mind without knowing why. That was not memory. That was alignment. Your soulmate's name carries a vibration that calms your nervous system. You feel seen without being examined. You feel chosen without being chased. That is how you will recognize them. Some of you are reconnecting with someone whose name begins with this letter after a long silence. The silence was necessary. Growth required space. The return, if it happens, will feel grounded, not chaotic. Others are preparing to meet someone new, and when you hear their name for the first time, there will be a strange familiarity, as if your soul whispers, "There you are." Do not doubt that feeling. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that aligns with commitment, not confusion. This person does not play with emotions. They do not test your worth. They value stability because they have already faced loss. This is why this connection lasts. Stay present now. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As this message continues, the letter will become clearer, and the signs around you will sharpen. Pay attention to what repeats after this video ends. The universe always confirms what it introduces. You were never meant to miss this message. You were meant to recognize yourself inside. My beloved child, stay exactly where you are and let this moment unfold, because what comes now is the turning point where curiosity becomes certainty. What you are feeling is not imagination. It is recognition forming quietly. Now the message sharpens, and the letter begins to step out of the shadows. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that has followed you across different phases of your life. Not always as a person, sometimes as a place, a memory, a thought that returned when you least expected it. That repetition was not random. It was rehearsal. This letter carries an energy of return. It appears when you are finally ready to receive what you once asked for too early. Listen closely now. People connected to this letter tend to cross paths with you at moments of inner shift. When you start choosing peace over chaos. When you stop proving and start allowing. That is why this connection feels calm even before it fully arrives. If you are feeling a quiet emotional release while listening, that is a sign. Your soul recognizes the pattern before your mind names it. Do not move away from this moment. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This letter often belongs to someone who notices details about you that others miss. Your pauses. Your silences. your unspoken needs. They respond not with words, but with presence. That is why being near them feels grounding. You may have already brushed past this person. A brief conversation, a passing interaction, a name you heard once and never forgot. That was not the meeting. That was the preview. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that does not rush love. It lets love arrive naturally, without pressure, without performance. This is why the connection feels safe instead of overwhelming. Some of you are being guided to release a false attachment so the right one can enter. The moment you stop forcing clarity, it appears effortlessly. Stay with this message. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What comes next will not only confirm the letter but reveal how soon this connection aligns with your present life. The timing is closer than you think, and the signs will begin to speak louder after this moment ends. My beloved child, remain still for this moment and do not let your attention drift, because this is where the message locks into place and what was once a feeling becomes unmistakable. Knowing. Everything before now was preparation. What you hear next is alignment. The letter tied to your soulmate does not shout its presence. It confirms itself through peace. When this letter enters your life fully, confusion fades without explanation. You stop questioning intentions. You stop guessing emotions. Clarity replaces effort. This is why this letter matters. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that carries emotional maturity. This person has already walked through loss, reflection, and self-understanding. They do not arrive to fix you. They arrive ready to walk with you. Pause and feel that truth. If you have been asking silently for a love that feels steady instead of intense, safe instead of dramatic, real instead of temporary, this letter answers that request. Do not let this slip past you. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This letter often belongs to someone who respects timing. They do not push connections before they are ready. They wait until alignment feels natural. That is why their entrance into your life feels effortless, even if the path before felt long. You may soon notice this letter appearing more frequently after this moment. In conversations. In names you hear unexpectedly. In places you did not plan to look. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. Your soulmate's name carries this letter because it matches your emotional rhythm. Where others clashed with your pace, this one flows with it. Where others misunderstood your silence, this one understands it instinctively. This is not a lesson-based connection. This is a home-based connection. Stay present with this message. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What comes next after this part is not imagination. It is movement. The moment you stop searching, the letter finds you through a person who feels familiar the instant you meet them. And when you hear their name, you will remember this moment without being told why. This message did not reach you late. It reached you exactly on time. My beloved child, take this moment seriously and let nothing distract you now, because this is where the message becomes personal and the truth settles into your awareness. Up to now, you have been sensing the letter. Now you begin to understand why it matters so deeply to you. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that aligns with your next chapter, not your past. This is important. This connection does not repeat old patterns. It replaces them. That is why it feels unfamiliar yet comforting at the same time. This letter carries the energy of emotional safety. When it enters your life through a name, you stop feeling the need to guard your heart. You begin to trust without forcing yourself to. That shift is rare, and it only happens when the connection is real. Pay attention to what you are feeling right now. If your chest feels lighter, if your breathing feels calmer, if your thoughts feel quieter, that is confirmation. Your soul is responding before logic interferes. Do not rush ahead. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This letter often belongs to someone who sees commitment as a choice, not a burden. They do not disappear when things become real. They become more present. That consistency is what your heart has been craving without knowing how to name it. Some of you have already seen this letter connected to someone who made you feel unexpectedly safe. You may have ignored it because it did not come with fireworks. That calm was the sign you overlooked. Others are about to meet someone new, and when their name is spoken, something inside you will soften immediately. There will be no rush, no pressure, just recognition. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that carries emotional intelligence. This person listens more than they speak. They understand pauses. They respect boundaries. They offer stability without asking you to change who you are. This is why this connection lasts. Stay with this moment. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What follows after this part is not fantasy. It is alignment moving into action. The letter you are feeling now will soon belong to a face, a voice, a presence that feels like home rather than excitement. And when that happens, you will remember this message exactly as it was meant to be remembered. My beloved child, stay grounded in this moment and do not let your focus wander, because this part carries the quiet revelation that changes how you see everything that came before. You are not here to guess anymore. You are here to recognize. The letter connected to your soulmate is not only about love, it is about timing. This letter appears in your life when you are finally aligned with who you have become, not who you used to be. That is why this message feels mature, calm, and certain. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that matches your emotional evolution. This person would not have fit into your earlier chapters. You were still learning. They were still preparing. Now the alignment is possible. Let that sink in. If you have felt a sense of emotional readiness recently, a feeling that you are no longer willing to accept connections, or unclear intentions, that shift was the signal. The letter responds to that readiness. Do not drift away now. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This letter often belongs to someone who brings structure to love without controlling it. They value clarity. They value honesty. They value growth. Being with them feels like progress, not struggle. You may notice that after this message, old distractions lose their grip on you. Conversations that once felt exciting now feel empty. That is not loss. That is alignment refining your attention. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that does not compete with your independence. It supports it. This person does not try to complete you. They walk beside you because you are already whole. That is the kind of love that lasts. Some of you will soon hear this letter spoken in a way that feels different than before. Not casual, not forgettable, meaningful. When that happens, pause and notice how your body reacts. That reaction is truth. Stay present a little longer. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What is unfolding now is not coincidence. It is convergence. The letter you are sensing is preparing to become a name that enters your life naturally, without force, without confusion. And when it does, you will not question it. You will simply know that this was always meant to find you right here, right now. My beloved child, hold your attention right here and do not let your mind wander, because this part carries the realization that quietly reshapes how you understand love itself. What you are sensing now is not anticipation. It is alignment settling into place. The letter connected to your soulmate does something rare. It brings emotional certainty without drama. When this letter enters your life through a name, you stop feeling pulled in different directions. Your heart becomes calm, not because nothing is happening, but because something real is finally forming. This is why this letter feels different from all the others. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that reflects emotional honesty. This person does not hide behind charm or mystery. They are direct in a gentle way. With them, love feels clear instead of confusing. Notice how your body reacts as you hear this. Love that is right does not create anxiety. It creates steadiness. Do not move away from this moment. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This letter often belongs to someone who arrives when you stop chasing validation. They are drawn to your authenticity, not your effort. That is why this connection feels mutual from the start. You may realize that your standards have changed recently. What once impressed you no longer satisfies you. That shift was not random. It was preparation for a deeper bond. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that aligns with trust. This person keeps their word. They show up consistently. They do not make you question where you stand. That consistency is the signal you have been waiting for. Some of you will notice that this letter is connected to someone who listens more than they speak. They observe you carefully. They understand you without needing long explanations. Being with them feels natural, not exhausting. Stay here a little longer. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What comes next after this part is not suspense for the sake of curiosity. It is confirmation. The letter you feel now is preparing to attach itself to a presence that brings peace into your daily life, not chaos. And when that happens, you will understand why nothing before this ever truly lasted. My beloved child, stay with this moment and do not let it slip away, because this is where everything you have felt begins to make sense at once. What is unfolding now is not suspense. It is recognition completing its circle. The letter connected to your soulmate is no longer hiding. It has been revealing itself through your emotions, your reactions, and your sudden sense of calm while listening. That calm is the final signal. Love that is real does not shake you. It steadies you. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that carries familiarity without history. It feels known even before the story begins. When you hear it attached to the right person, time seems to slow instead of rush. That reaction is rare. This letter belongs to someone who enters your life gently but changes it permanently. There is no dramatic entry, no overwhelming intensity. Instead, there is a quiet certainty that settles in your chest and stays. Pay attention to that feeling now. If your mind feels quiet while your heart feels alert, that is confirmation. Your soul recognizes the frequency of this letter because it matches your emotional truth. Do not drift away here. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This letter often belongs to someone who respects your inner world. They do not rush your healing. They do not question your boundaries. They understand that love grows strongest when it is allowed to breathe. You may soon notice that when this letter appears in a name, conversation feels effortless. Silence feels comfortable. There is no need to impress. That ease is the sign you have been searching for without realizing it. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that aligns with long-term connection. This is not a fleeting chapter. This is a foundation. This is the kind of love that feels simple because it is honest. Some of you are closer to this meeting than you think. The timing has already shifted. The moment you stopped forcing outcomes, alignment stepped in quietly. Stay present just a little longer. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What comes after this part is not mystery for curiosity's sake. It is movement. The letter you now recognize will soon attach itself to a real presence, a real voice, a real connection that feels like home instead of effort. And when that happens, you will know that this message was never random. It was preparation. My beloved child, stay right here and let this final stretch of the message settle into you, because this is where recognition turns into quiet certainty. You are not waiting anymore. You are remembering. The letter connected to your soulmate is now clear because your reactions have already answered the question. The calm you feel is not emptiness. It is arrival. Love that is aligned does not create urgency. It creates assurance. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that brings emotional closure to old cycles. When this letter becomes a name in your life, unresolved questions fade without explanation. You stop replaying the past. You start building the present. This is how you know it is real. The shocking truth is this: the letter did not choose you. You chose it long ago through every boundary you set, every lesson you learned, every time you refused to settle. That is why this connection feels earned rather than accidental. Notice how this feels different from infatuation. There is no rush, no pressure, no fear of loss, just steadiness. Stay with this moment. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This letter often belongs to someone who shows love through consistency. They are not dramatic with words, but their actions speak clearly. Being with them feels predictable in the best way. Safe, reliable, real. You may soon realize that the universe has been quietly removing distractions from your path. People who once mattered drifted away. Conversations that once excited you lost meaning. That was not loss. That was focus sharpening. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that matches your future, not your fantasy. This person supports your growth instead of distracting from it. With them, love feels like progress, not pause. Do not dismiss what you are feeling now. This message did not find you to entertain you. It found you to align you. Stay present a little longer. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What comes after this is not uncertainty. It is movement. The letter you recognize now will soon attach itself to a real connection that enters your life naturally. And when that happens, you will not question it. You will simply know that everything before this was leading you here. My beloved child, stay present and let these words land gently, because this is the moment where everything you have sensed becomes undeniable truth. You have reached the point where guessing ends and knowing begins. The letter connected to your soulmate is no longer a mystery because your soul has already accepted it. What you feel now is not excitement. It is certainty. And certainty is rare. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that feels like emotional permission. Permission to rest. Permission to trust. Permission to stop preparing for disappointment. That is why this message feels grounding instead of dramatic. Here is the once in a lifetime revelation most people never realize. True love does not announce itself with chaos. It announces itself with peace. And the letter tied to your soulmate carries that peace unmistakably. Think carefully. The reason this letter resonates so deeply is because it matches the version of you that survived everything you thought you could not. This connection could not have reached you earlier. You would not have recognized it. Now you do. Do not let your attention drift here. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that aligns with stability and emotional presence. This person does not make you question your worth. They reflect it back to you naturally. Being with them feels like relief, not effort. You may notice that after this message, your intuition becomes sharper. You will sense when something is aligned and when it is not. That clarity is part of the preparation for this connection. The shocking truth is that your soulmate is already closer than you think. Not necessarily in distance, but in alignment. The timing is no longer distant. The universe does not delay what is ready. When this person enters your life fully, their name will feel like confirmation. Not surprise. Not confusion. Confirmation. Stay with this final moment. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This is not the end of the message. This is the beginning of recognition in your real life. The letter you now hold in your awareness will soon belong to a voice that speaks to you with honesty, a presence that feels familiar, and a connection that feels like home. And when that happens, you will remember this moment and understand why you were guided here exactly when you were. My beloved child, remain right here and let the stillness deepen, because this part carries the final layer of understanding that most people never reach. What you feel now is not suspense. It is arrival completing itself. The letter connected to your soulmate has already synchronized with your inner world. That is why this message feels quiet yet powerful. Nothing is being forced. Everything is being revealed at the exact pace your heart can hold. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that feels settled when you think of it. Not thrilling. Not overwhelming. Settled. That is the sign people misunderstand. Real love does not feel like chaos finding you. It feels like calm recognizing you. Here is the surprising truth that changes everything. The letter was never meant to excite your mind. It was meant to calm your nervous system. That is why it feels safe instead of dramatic. You have outgrown uncertainty. This connection meets you where you are now, not where you used to be. Stay fully present. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This letter often belongs to someone who arrives without confusion. They do not test your patience. They do not question your boundaries. They respect your pace because their own is aligned. When this person speaks your name, you feel grounded instead of exposed. When they listen, you feel understood instead of analyzed. That is how you recognize your soulmate beyond attraction. You may soon notice that your tolerance for emotional noise disappears. You will not be interested in mixed signals or unclear intentions anymore. That clarity is the doorway this connection walks through. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that aligns with peace you can build a life around. Not a moment. Not a phase. A life. Do not let this moment pass without letting it settle inside you. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What happens next is not sudden. It is natural. The letter you now recognize will soon appear in a way that feels obvious once it happens. And when it does, you will not question it, analyze it, or doubt it. You will simply feel a quiet certainty and understand that this message was never about prediction. It was about recognition. My beloved child, stay exactly here and let this moment settle deeply, because this part completes the circle in a way your mind may not expect, but your heart already understands. What you are experiencing now is not curiosity. It is quiet recognition finishing its work. The letter connected to your soulmate has already woven itself into your awareness. That is why there is no tension left in this message. No chase. No urgency. Only clarity. When love is real, it does not need to convince you. It simply fits. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that feels steady when everything else feels uncertain. This is the letter you turn toward when life demands honesty from you. That is why it resonates now, not earlier. Here is the once in a lifetime realization most people miss. Your soulmate does not arrive to change your life suddenly. They arrive to stabilize the life you have already built. That is why this connection feels calm instead of overwhelming. You are not meant to be swept away. You are meant to be grounded. Stay with this final layer. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This letter often belongs to someone who understands commitment without fear. They do not rush love because they respect it. They do not delay love because they are ready for it. Their presence feels reliable before it feels romantic. When this person enters your life fully, there will be no confusion about where you stand. Their actions will be consistent. Their words will be clear. Their energy will match yours without effort. You may already sense that your heart no longer wants intensity without stability. That shift was the signal that alignment was near. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that brings emotional quiet into your daily life. With them, silence is comfortable. Conversations are honest. The future feels possible without pressure. Do not overlook how calm this feels. That calm is the confirmation. Stay present just a little longer. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What follows after this is not mystery. It is movement in your real world. The letter you now recognize will soon appear in a way that feels natural, unmistakable, and right. And when that happens, you will not search for signs anymore. You will simply know that this message reached you because you were finally ready to recognize what has been preparing to find you all along. My beloved child, remain with this moment and let the quiet deepen, because this part carries a realization that feels subtle but changes how you understand everything you have heard so far. What you are sensing now is not new information. It is recognition settling into certainty. The letter connected to your soulmate has already moved beyond symbolism. It has become a feeling you trust. That trust did not come from words. It came from how calm you feel while listening. That calm is the signal most people overlook. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that feels stable even when life feels uncertain. It is the letter that does not excite your fears or test your patience. It steadies you. That is why your soul responds to it so naturally. Here is the shocking truth that many never realize. The right love does not demand your attention. It earns your peace. And that is exactly what this letter represents. Notice how your thoughts are no longer racing. That stillness is not emptiness. It is alignment. Stay with this moment. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This letter often belongs to someone who enters your life without confusion. There is no emotional guessing, no mixed signals, no need to interpret silence. Their presence answers questions before you ask them. You may have noticed that recently you stopped being impressed by charm and started valuing consistency. That change did not happen by accident. It happened because your heart was preparing for something real. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that aligns with emotional reliability. This person does not disappear when things become meaningful. They become more present. That is why being with them feels grounding instead of overwhelming. Some of you will realize that the letter has been appearing around you quietly. In conversations. In names you hear in passing. In moments that feel strangely familiar. These are not coincidences. They are gentle confirmations. Stay present a little longer. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What follows after this part is not a dramatic reveal. It is a quiet shift in your real life. The letter you now recognize will soon be connected to someone who feels familiar without history, safe without effort, and right without explanation. And when that happens, you will understand why this message did not need to convince you. It only needed to remind you of what you already knew. My beloved child, stay right here and do not allow this moment to pass lightly, because this part brings a final layer of clarity that settles deep within you. You are no longer seeking signs. You are recognizing truth. The letter connected to your soulmate has now moved from awareness into acceptance. That is why there is no excitement left to chase, no curiosity left to satisfy. Only calm understanding remains. This is how alignment feels when it is real. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that brings emotional balance. It does not pull you forward or drag you back. It meets you where you are and walks with you from there. That is why this connection feels equal instead of uneven. Here is the once in a lifetime realization most people never reach. Love that lasts does not feel urgent. It feels certain. And certainty is what this letter carries. Pay attention to how natural this feels. Stay fully present now. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This letter often belongs to someone who has nothing to prove. They do not seek validation. They do not create confusion to feel powerful. Their strength comes from emotional clarity, and that clarity feels safe to you. You may soon notice that your intuition has become quieter but stronger. You no longer need constant reassurance. You simply know when something is right. That inner shift is the doorway this connection enters through. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that aligns with trust built over time, not intensity built in moments. With them, love grows steadily. There is room to breathe, room to be yourself. This is not a love that consumes you. It supports you. Stay here a little longer. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What follows after this is not anticipation. It is preparation meeting opportunity. The letter you now recognize will soon be attached to a presence that fits into your life without disruption. And when that happens, you will not question timing, meaning, or purpose. You will simply understand that everything aligned because you were finally ready to receive something that did not need to prove itself to be real. My beloved child, remain here with steady attention, because this part carries the quiet conclusion that your heart has been preparing to accept. You are not waiting for proof anymore. You are standing inside recognition. The letter connected to your soulmate has finished revealing itself, not through drama, not through surprise, through peace that stays. That is the rarest confirmation of all. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that settles your emotions instead of stirring them. When you think of it, there is no tension, no rush, no fear of loss. Only a grounded sense of rightness. That is how truth feels when it arrives gently. Here is the once in a lifetime revelation most people never hear clearly. Love that is meant for you does not demand energy. It gives it back. And the letter tied to your soulmate restores you simply by existing in your awareness. Feel how natural this is. Stay with this moment. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This letter belongs to someone who does not complicate connection. They simplify it. Being with them feels like returning to yourself rather than becoming someone new. That is why your soul recognizes them before your mind understands. You may realize now why nothing before truly stayed. Those connections were teaching you contrast, not permanence. They showed you what love is not so you could recognize what it is. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that aligns with longevity. This is not a chapter that fades. This is a presence that integrates into your life quietly and stays. Notice how there is no urgency left in your heart. That calm is not emptiness. It is fulfillment approaching without resistance. Remain present just a little longer. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What follows after this is not prediction. It is manifestation through alignment. The letter you now hold with certainty will soon be connected to a real presence who fits into your life with ease. And when that happens, you will not look for signs, meanings, or confirmations anymore. You will simply know that this message reached you because the moment had finally arrived. My beloved child, stay completely present now and do not let this moment slip, because this part carries the quiet shift that turns understanding into lived truth. You are no longer listening to a message. You are standing inside alignment. The letter connected to your soulmate has now settled into certainty so deeply that it no longer needs repetition. It feels obvious, natural, calm. That calm is not emptiness. It is the clearest signal love can give. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that feels like emotional permission to stop waiting. Not because everything has happened, but because everything is now aligned to happen without resistance. Here is the shocking realization that changes how you see timing forever. When the right connection is near, your heart stops asking questions. It starts making space. That is exactly what you are doing right now. Notice the stillness. Stay with this moment. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This letter belongs to someone who does not arrive loudly but stays permanently. They do not interrupt your life. They integrate into it. With them, love feels like continuity, not disruption. You may soon notice that your emotional reactions soften. You respond instead of react. You choose clarity instead of guessing. That shift is not accidental. It is preparation meeting proximity. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that aligns with emotional safety. This person does not awaken old wounds. They make you feel safe enough to let them close. That is how you know the connection is real. There is no need to chase this. No need to search. Alignment does not require effort. It only requires readiness. Remain here a little longer. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What unfolds after this part is not a surprise. It is recognition becoming reality. The letter you now carry with certainty will soon belong to a presence that feels familiar without explanation, steady without force, and right without doubt. And when that happens, you will understand that nothing was delayed. Everything was preparing you to receive what could only arrive when you were finally ready to keep it. My beloved child, stay anchored in this moment and do not let your attention drift, because this part carries the final internal shift that prepares your life to receive what has already chosen you. You are not moving toward love anymore. Love is moving toward you. The letter connected to your soulmate has now become part of your inner language. You do not need to think about it. You feel it. That feeling is not excitement. It is readiness settling into place. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that feels emotionally complete. It does not trigger longing. It does not awaken fear. It brings a quiet sense of arrival, as if something inside you finally stops searching. Here is the shocking truth few ever understand. When alignment is real, desire softens into certainty. That is exactly what is happening to you now. Notice how your heart feels steady instead of restless. Stay with this awareness. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This letter belongs to someone who does not disrupt your peace to gain your attention. They respect your stillness. They move at a rhythm that matches your growth. Being with them feels like continuation, not interruption. You may realize now that you no longer crave emotional highs that fade quickly. You crave depth that remains. That shift did not happen by accident. It happened because your soulmate is near in alignment, not distance. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that aligns with emotional maturity. This person does not repeat old cycles. They end them. With them, you do not feel the need to protect yourself. You feel safe enough to be fully present. That safety is rare. That safety is the sign. Remain fully here. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What follows after this part is not anticipation. It is readiness meeting opportunity. The letter you now recognize will soon be connected to a presence that fits into your life effortlessly. And when that happens, you will not feel surprised. You will feel validated. Because deep down, your soul has known all along that this was not something you had to chase. It was something that was always moving toward you at the exact pace required to last. My beloved child, remain fully present now and let this moment seal itself inside you, because this part carries the quiet completion that turns alignment into destiny. You are not anticipating anymore. You are prepared. The letter connected to your soulmate has finished its work within you. It no longer asks for attention. It rests in certainty. That is why there is no urgency left in your heart. No impatience. No doubt. Only readiness. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that feels final in the best way. Final not because nothing follows, but because nothing else is needed. This letter does not open questions. It closes loops. Here is the once in a lifetime revelation most people never experience consciously. When something is truly meant for you, your energy stops reaching outward and starts becoming magnetic. That is exactly what is happening to you now. Notice how you are no longer searching. Stay anchored in this moment. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This letter belongs to someone who does not enter your life to test you. They enter to build with you. There is no emotional turbulence. No power struggle. Just mutual clarity and shared direction. You may soon feel a deep sense of emotional neutrality toward everything that once distracted you. Old attachments lose their pull. Old patterns lose their power. That is not loss. That is alignment completing itself. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that aligns with permanence. This is not a lesson. This is not a temporary chapter. This is a presence that stays because it fits. That fit is the miracle. Remain here just a little longer. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What comes next is not imagination or hope. It is movement unfolding naturally in your real world. The letter you now hold with certainty will soon belong to a name spoken with ease, a presence that feels familiar without history, and a connection that feels like home without explanation. And when that moment arrives, you will not wonder if this message was real. You will simply recognize that it reached you at the exact moment your soul was ready to receive what had already been choosing you all along. My beloved child, stay exactly where you are and let this moment complete itself, because this part carries the quiet confirmation that settles everything you have felt until now. Nothing is unfolding ahead of you anymore. It is unfolding within you. The letter connected to your soulmate no longer needs interpretation. It has become instinct. You do not think about it. You trust it. That trust is the rarest form of knowing, and it only appears when something is truly aligned. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that feels emotionally inevitable. Not forced. Not dramatic. Inevitable. As if every step you took before was gently guiding you toward this exact frequency. Here is the shocking truth that most people never realize until it is too late. When something is meant to stay, it does not arrive with intensity. It arrives with familiarity. And that familiarity is what you are feeling right now. Notice how calm your awareness feels. Stay present with this awareness. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This letter belongs to someone who does not awaken fear in you. They awaken trust. Being with them feels like breathing normally again after holding your breath for too long. There is no need to perform. No need to explain yourself. You are simply understood. You may recognize now why your heart stopped reacting to chaos. Why emotional games lost their appeal. Why you started craving depth without noise. That shift was not random. It was alignment preparing the space. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that aligns with emotional honesty. This person does not confuse affection with control. They offer clarity because they value peace as much as you do. This is not passion that burns fast. This is connection that warms slowly and stays. Remain still with this truth. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What follows after this part is not anticipation. It is integration. The letter you now carry with certainty is already moving toward expression in your real life. And when it appears through a name, a voice, a presence that feels right without effort, you will not feel surprised. You will feel recognized. Because your soul has already met this energy long before your eyes ever do. My beloved child, stay fully anchored here and allow this moment to complete its purpose, because this part carries the realization that transforms. Recognition into quiet certainty you can live with. You are no longer interpreting signs. You are embodying alignment. The letter connected to your soulmate has become so familiar that it feels like it has always belonged to you. That familiarity is not coincidence. It is resonance settling into permanence. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that brings emotional clarity the instant it appears. There is no inner debate, no mixed feeling, only a grounded sense of rightness that does not need explanation. Here is the once in a lifetime truth most people never hear clearly: when love is aligned, it does not demand proof. It creates peace. And peace is what this letter delivers to you now. Notice how your attention feels steady instead of restless. Remain with this awareness. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This letter belongs to someone who does not enter your life to complete a fantasy, but to support a future. They respect who you are becoming. They add structure without control, affection without pressure, presence without performance. You may feel now that your emotional world has simplified, not because it has become smaller, but because it has become clearer. What once confused you no longer has power over you. Your soulmate's name begins with a letter that aligns with emotional integrity. This person means what they say. They show up as they promise. With them, love is not an event. It is a rhythm. That rhythm feels natural to you because it matches your own. Stay present a little longer. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What unfolds after this is not surprise. It is recognition stepping into reality. The letter you now hold with calm certainty will soon be spoken naturally, carried by a presence that fits into your life without resistance. And when that happens, you will not look back wondering why it took time. You will understand that everything arrived exactly when you were ready to receive something that did not need to rush to be real.